undoubtedly is becoming very popular.
Trust me to worry about the fleet from now on. My commandment is that everyone enjoy life to its fullest. I can see you and I are going to be soulmates. Drained of energy.
We have some emergency rations.
We'll
be happy to.
All right, good. Kalinichta
This is the
show.
IFB Thursday night broadcast.
Bye.
That's gonna work great, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome everybody to season 6 of IFB, Interfleet Broadcasting, our award-winning pop culture, sci-fi news, entertainment channel. You're distracting me, sir. Stop that. I'm New York Pete, and your co-host, and I'm here with my best buddy, who's putting on cologne for his trip to shore leave, and that's Chris the Tipsy Toaster. And we bring you our unique take from growing up watching and reading the best sci-fi and sci-fi fantasy TV shows and movies and comic books, novels from the 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s as well. And of course, we used to go to conventions. And full disclosure, we are really big Battlestar Galactica fans. And welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Tipsy, what are you doing, man?
I was just getting ready. I mean, we're going to a Star Trek convention, and we're Battlestar Galactica people, so I figured the cologne I needed to use was red shirt.
Red shirt.
And I wore my red shirt, so
okay.
Yes, it smells really good, by the way.
Okay, well then, there's not a lot of that left.
If you're gonna get killed with wearing red shirt. There we go. There's the product placement for today. Red shirt when you really want to die, but you want to smell good.
Oh boy!
Even smell good. Oh, no. When you want to smell good in death, wear red shirt.
We got
C3PO. Oh, I think you've got your wires crossed there, sir.
We got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Welcoming all of our family. Let's do our
Oh, you're gonna do the welcome thing?
toast.
Oh, the toast?
Yeah,
Okay.
come on, the
Well,
toast.
tonight I've got a cool beer.
What do you got?
It's called Master Shredder.
All right.
I need the sound from.
You already did
Bill
it.
and Ted.
We don't need it again. Thank you.
So, hang on.
Okay. Boom. Bust that open.
And
Bust it.
What better to put your beer in, but the official IFB pint glass, available to you at the Fourth Wall store that we will put up posting later. Great glass. It's really nice glass. It's glass. It's got a printing on the front that says IFB.
IFB, that's
And it
right.
holds
And it's not
beer.
the only
Watch,
one.
It holds beer.
It's not the only one. We have others.
Yeah, it holds beer. Look at that.
Amongst
Without
other
leaking.
liquids. It holds any liquid you want to put in it other than, I think, hot. So,
Yeah, it doesn't leak. See? No leaks.
oh boy.
I don't need my
All
sham
right.
wow to pick it up off my keyboard here. These things are amazing, to tell you the truth. I can't get over, you would think it was just like a print on. This thing is like embedded inside the
Cool.
glass. It's like wild. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But tonight I am drinking Master Shredder Hazy IPA.
Hey, you didn't
by
pour
the company The Veil.
you didn't pour any of that on top of the keyboard, did you?
Not today. I have done
today.
that. I still
You
have
need to look.
number 7 still sticks on my keyboard from the last
Yeah.
time I spilled it on there.
You should take a look at our feed to make sure that it's still live.
Oh, we're not live?
Oh, I don't know, man. It says the video's ended on my end. I don't know. I hope not. Hope that's not true.
That's not true. I see it. Does everybody else see it? No, it's on.
Is it?
It's on Tipsy Toaster. I can see it there. Hang on.
Okay. Well, I think it just
Go over to-
it dropped.
Dude, IFB's
Yep, dropped.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think it's. I bet you. I'm gonna go
Hang on,
check
give me a sec,
and
let
see
me
if
check.
our YouTube is running, because I guarantee you YouTube is running
It says
perfectly.
it's streaming.
I'll tell you one
IFB
thing.
says streaming.
Yeah, it's
it's
not on.
blinking
It's
stream.
not on. Wasn't on. I know you guys got to let us know. I can tell you that YouTube has no interruptions. Yep. We just confirmation. Yeah, guy. Everybody's
All right,
letting
hang on
us
a
know.
second. I will kick it off and back on again.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what that is. If you have a problem with IT, have you tried turning it off and back on again? So I'm going to do that over at IFB. Let's see what happens. We turn it off.
Turn it off and turn it back
offline,
on.
And we're going to turn it back on again. And
Wow.
it says offline still.
Yep.
Yep, sending data.
What is up with that?
Sending
Is that-
data, sending data.
Is that VMix messing things up?
Yep. That's
Because
not VMix.
it's on YouTube.
Right.
it's on
not
YouTube
VMix.
playing.
So VMix is pushing it out. It's
All right. So then
it's restream,
it's on.
if anything.
All right.
We
Well,
up on
I'll
Facebook
tell
now?
you. I'll tell you guys. We are on. I'm just gonna let everybody know that we are on YouTube live, with no
Yep, it
interruptions.
says live on Facebook, and there we are.
We're back.
So I just turned it off and back on again. Maybe that'll fix it. Unfortunately, if you missed the first part of the show, let's rewind and start over again. Hey, how's it going? Hey, everybody. Yeah, welcome. I don't know how many people have missed us on Facebook there, but we are back.
Oh God, what
with
a
a
pain in the
vengeance.
neck.
Tonight, I am wearing a red shirt.
No,
Because when you
everybody
wanna
saw
die,
that. Get
at
out of
least you
here.
smell good, right? Smell good even in death. Wear a red shirt, especially
Oh,
if you're
boy.
going to a sci-fi convention and celebrating Star Trek's 60th anniversary. I'm also drinking Master Shredder.
Yes.
So, and
Yes,
in
yes,
my,
yes.
and don't forget, what pairs better with this beer is the ultimate pairing. That is the IFB glass. Don't forget the IFB glass.
This is
Available
nearly
at
word
the-
for word.
Yeah, available at the Fourth Wall. We'll actually put a link up later on. What I really love about this glass is it doesn't leak. No leaks. I don't need my ShamWow to wipe my keyboard off. Also, it also has got, and once again, I am really impressed with how the IFB is actually embedded into the glass. It doesn't seem like it's printed on there, but it seems like it's molded into it. So it's pretty cool.
It is cool.
All right.
All right.
I think we caught everybody up now. Oh, wait
Yeah,
a
I think
minute. And then we had a realization that we were off on Facebook. So now we're back on. So, ta-da.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird, guys. But remember, it's always on YouTube. Always on YouTube. I checked it. It didn't go down. It was streaming. It didn't stop. So here's to you guys. Thanks for being patient. It's a live show. Always has, wrinkles here and there. But here's to you guys. Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you for joining us. We're here every Thursday. And don't forget to hit those likes and follows and smelts or whatever else, whatever it is, it's on there. But anyways, here's to you because fans fuel the fleet.
Cheers.
A nice large glass.
All right. So, guys, there's a lot going on. A lot of good stuff, especially the fact that we're good. We're headed over to Shore Leave.
Great house.
And some of you already there. I know that Rick posted a picture. Rick Moreno's meeting us, award-winning sci-fi author, has a table. He posted a picture, said he's set up, ready to go. I know that Commander Kane, Paul Rodder's there as well, or at least he was in the Philly region earlier, so I'm not sure if he's actually at the con yet, but he's close. We will be there. We'll be there in the morning. We'll be there in the morning, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So just want to make sure that you guys are all up to speed.
Matter of fact, I got a preview of us leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, we do? Do we really?
Yeah, we have a preview for us.
We're
leaving tomorrow. This is me and Pete headed out to and my spectacular driving skills.
That's funny. I hope you guys like that because that's really, really funny. Thank you for making that, Tipsy. Yeah, tomorrow the vendor's room opens up and we're going to be the convention opens tomorrow. We're going to be in the vendor's room.
Paul says he's in Lancaster.
Okay, he's in Lancaster. Well, guess what? We're right next to BFC. So Battlestar Galactica Fan Club is going to be there right next to us, and that's great. So I just wanted to quickly give you guys a rundown. Shore Leave registration starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, goes all the way to 7. The vendor hall opens on Friday, 2 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sunday, 10 to 4. Convention programming, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. But Friday, it begins at 2 and goes to 12 a.m. Saturday goes from 9 in the morning all the way to 12 a.m., midnight. And then on Sunday, 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. So there's a lot of really cool panels. Of course, our screening, the Stranded Warrior gets screened at 12 noon on Sunday, followed by a Q&A. And then at 1 o'clock, we have the IFB panel, right? So haven't given you a lot of details about that yet. So let me just give you a heads up right now. So at 12 noon on Sunday, the World Convention premiere of The Stranded Warrior. So we open it with the trailer. We go to the film. We have commentary behind the scenes, the Q&A. So that's going to be fantastic. Followed by an IFB hosted panel. Welcome to the State of the Fleet. It's a discussion, and we will also look ahead to the 50th anniversary of Battlestar Galactica. And I just wanted to let you guys know that on the panel, so Tipsy and I, right, we are emceeing this, and courtesy, of course, of Shore Leave. We thank them very much for giving us the opportunity. The president of Battlestar Galactica Fan Club, Dragon Lady, will be on the panel. From the Colonial Warriors, Commander Kane, Paul Rodder will be there. Battlestar Bulletin Board, Sean Shallow. legacy Battlestar Galactica fan fiction author Fran Severn, award-winning sci-fi author Rick Moreno, from the Stranded Warrior fan film, Tara Palin, Colonel Medea, screen-accurate Battlestar Galactica cosplayers and costume consultants Dave Turnbull and Gary Herter will be there as well on the panel. So please come down. Please come down to our table, guys. So that's the panels. But we'll be manning two tables. We have our own, the IFB table. You'll see Tiny Bean Tara will be at the IFB table in the vendor hall. She'll be giving out free autographs, right? So if you come, the first 100 or so of you that want to get Tiny Bean Tara's autograph on the official Shore Leave picture that we have set up, still, you come and just say hello to Tiny Bean, and she has those. We also have these. We made these up. So compliments of us of IFB. So we will be there at the table all 3 days, except of course for our panel session. That's Sunday, right? So Sunday, right? 12 to 2. We're also manning Jack Stauffer's autograph table, right? So he's joining virtually, right? So he'll be there virtually on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we will be working with Jack, and the table itself is going to be manned by us, right? So you can come by the table before and after, right? We will have it open and manned. So don't worry about the fact if you want to say hello to him, you're going to come by on Friday between 3 and 5, lower level, and virtual Jack will be there. So you can speak to him 3 to 5. They're going to have a monitor. He's going to be on it. You'll be able to talk to Jack. We also have autographs. And so if you want to pick up a pre-signed autograph that Jack has provided, it's, I believe, 7 or 8 different pictures that are pre-signed. And these are the last of the photos, the 8x10s that Jack has. Right. So unfortunately, as you well know, Jack has limited mobility. He wanted to be a part of this, and the only way we could do it was to offer this. So for those of you that can come to the convention and you want to get one of these autograph stills, these are available cash purchase. All the proceeds go to Jack, of course. Otherwise, if you want to use a credit card, you'll go through, we have a QR code set up, and you'll be able to pay for it, and then you'll be able to get your autographed still from Jack right there. And so the table will be manned. Table will be manned by IFB. We're responsible for it. So you can come by and you can see the stills before and after. Jack's going to be at the, he'll be there virtually, but it's going to be set up for the whole convention, right? The whole convention, during the whole thing, it'll be manned by us. We'll be manning it. So if you want to just come by, or you have limited time, whatever the case may be, you want to get the autograph and then say hello to him, or whatever the case may be, they will be out before he comes on, and they'll be out afterwards for a short time. So you can always pick one up, and then please come by and say hello to him, and then come by and say hello to us over at our table in the vendor's room. Now, Ballroom A, that's where our panels will be. I also wanted to mention, guys, that at Shore Leave, right in Lancaster, right? So that is July 10, 11, and 12, 2026. We're going to be there. There is a Q&A with Battlestar Galactica cast on Saturday for an hour between 2 and 3 in the Lincoln Theater. Herb Jefferson and Lorette Spang and Jack Stauffer will be holding a cast panel. That's for Saturday. And then on Sunday as well, they'll be doing it again in the Lincoln Theater, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. So that's at Shore Leave, and they'll have they always do the panel and a Q&A for the fans. So if you get a chance, you want to actually see them, talk to them, interact. So there is a Q&A with Battlestar Galactica cast both Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, they have their tables. You can get autographs. There's a separate picture session. There is a dinner session. That's all separate. We're not directly involved in any of that, but Jack is going to be there virtually, and we are directly involved with that. So please come by, say hello. Also, want to let you guys know, don't forget that if you come by our IFB table, there is going to be a exclusive collectible that is associated with the Stranded Warrior, and it's courtesy of IFB and Tipsy Toaster. You have a Count Iblis collector card.
That's right.
That
so,
is.
Come to our table. This is the rule. You come to our table, show us that you are following us, just like you would follow Count Iblis, and we will give you the collector issue.
Oh, look at that.
The Count Iblis card.
That's a good one.
And it's all nice and gold, and his evilness is there already. You can see.
I love it.
And then, of course, you got your QR code and everything else at the back. So,
yep.
Got to show that you follow. If you don't follow,
you have to ask for Count Iblis.
You have to ask for
right?
Count Iblis.
You have to ask for Count Iblis. And then if you so you come up, you got to ask for Count Iblis, and then you got to show that you are following IFB. You will get one of those cards from the Tipsy Toaster, and if you want it autographed, he will autograph it as well.
But who would want to put their signature across that wonderful picture?
Well, I do it on the back. So we also have spin the wheel for prizes that free prizes that we are sponsoring. So come down, show us that you're following, and you're subscribed to IFB, and then you get to spin the wheel, and we're going to have a bunch of things to give away. Yep, that's right. So come by the table, come by and say hello. Let's take pictures. I know we're going to have a great time with all of you there, and then of course our big to do. I'm really, really looking forward to Shore Leave in general, meeting all of you. The BFC will be next to us as well. And then, of course, on Sunday is the big world convention premiere of the Stranded Warrior. We've done a great job of getting the word out. The film festivals, they've enjoyed it. We've got a ton of awards, and we're really proud of it, and we get to share with you. But don't worry, listen, I know many of you have actually sent me messages and said there's things that have come up. They're not able to come. They wish they could be there. They had all intent to go. Don't worry about it. We are going to have a specific dedicated episode of IFB in the next couple of weeks. We'll let you know. We'll give you 2 weeks notice that we will do. 2 weeks notice. We will have we will designate one of our IFB shows will be for the world premiere, IFB premiere of the Stranded Warrior. And so we'll do the same thing. We will do the screening, and we'll also have cast and crew. We'll collect as many of the cast and crew that can come on that day, and we'll discuss the Stranded Warriors. So come down and see it on the big screen. It makes a difference. I can tell you that much.
It's in 4K.
It's in 4K. So
I don't know if the screen will be 4K, but it'll be 4K.
It is going to be 4K. So it's going to be very cool, guys. So please, if you can, come down to Shore Leave. But for those of you that, there's things that come up, and that's just life. Don't worry about it. We will be putting it up. And then, like we've promised, we've said this time and time again, it'll live on YouTube, and we'll let you know. That'll be afterwards. It'll be up on YouTube, and it'll live there for as long as they keep it up. will forever or otherwise. So
Jack's
don't
jacket.
yep.
Don't forget about that.
So yes. So that's right. We're gonna have we will be able anyone that wants to see Jack Stauffer's jacket, his battle jacket from the Second Coming film. It was uniquely made for him. And so it's one of a kind and it's autographed. It's up for auction. All the proceeds go to Jack. So we have a QR code for you to scan, and then you can get in on the bid. It's like an eBay style thing. The jacket will be with us at the convention. It'll be at Shore Leave so that you can look at it. We did put up a bunch of pictures. Some of you asked for pictures. Hey, I want to see the jacket. You want to see the inside? Want to see what? Well, we put up pictures, but if you want to actually eyeball the jacket, you'll be able to eyeball the jacket because we're gonna have it with us at Shore Leave. So that's kind of cool. Let me just I'm gonna let you know now that our special guest is in the green room. So before we get to our guest, just want to acknowledge all of you guys that have popped on
So you
and
better
are
get out
watching
get out your
live.
your special-
Hold on. Yeah. Just like
I
Romper
keep
Room.
reminding you of this. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, that's because sometimes, this magic that I give everybody a chance. That's what it is. I'm just
The
buying
magic
people
mirror
time.
helmet. I mean,
Yeah, magic mirror helmet. Right. So I can see all of you that are, watching us live. We appreciate it. And of course, Sean Shallow, who's going to be with us on the panel at Shore Leave. Thanks for tuning in. Erica Bresciani, thanks for tuning in. Lola, of course. Lola, we love you, Lola. Kim Harms. I know that Commander Kane, Paul Rodder's with us. I know there's a bunch of you over on YouTube. I know there's others that are watching on some of the other social media platforms. You're sprinkled all over. Thanks for tuning in live. And then, of course, everybody that watches us later, the views are in the thousands and it's mind-boggling. Thank you so much. Whether you're in Australia or in Europe somewhere, or North America or Asia, wherever you guys are that watch us, thank you for tuning in. I know that sometimes, our time here, is we are on the East Coast of the United States, but on the other side of the world, some other time. So that's okay. You watch us in rerun and syndication. Thank you for joining us nonetheless. We appreciate all of you. And so we I reached out to colleagues, fellow fan filmmakers that we actually were in the same festivals. Two of them, as a matter of fact. One of them was the Los Angeles Fan Film Fest of this year and the Houston Fan Film Festival. So we have the co-producer and the director of photography that worked on this Ghostbusters film. And we have there's a behind the scenes short. And so we're gonna screen that. But Darrell Ayer is here with us. And Darrell, thank you so much for taking the time out and visiting us here on IFB. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're great. We're great. I did notice that once upon a time you did study at School of Visual Arts, and so did I.
I did. I did a little bit of. I did a cinematography class under Igor over there. It was a fantastic. It was like night classes, but it was
Yep.
it was a nice time while I was over there.
Yep, my experience the same, except mine was back in 2003, and it was incredible. I really same thing. Working full time, but I took night courses, and it was great. Had a really good time. So tell us, you've been busy doing for decades. You've been working in film, doing all kinds of different things, working on TV series, on shorts, fan films. What is what's your drive? Why do you do this? Tell us about yourself, professionally and otherwise.
So, I mean, my initial drive into this is definitely just sort of filmmaking in general. I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s, so yep, I had the pleasure of seeing Terminator 2 in theaters at way too young of an age. But my uncle pressured my mom to do it, and you see a 30-foot tall Terminator turn around in a future war, and that's it. You're just like, this stuff is beyond measure. And that and a book on special effects, makeup, and things like that that was in a my elementary school library that had no business in that library, given like RoboCop and Aliens and Blade Runner and all kinds of crazy things that were in that. So um, that's kind of what simmered my love. And then WPIX 11 edited for TV movies that were just all of the greats through that, and then growth from there. And like growing up in the like 90s and then my adulthood in the 2000s, it was kind of inaccessible to make good looking anything, right? It was you were in the DV era or the pre-DV era, and so I did like a couple of films in my early 20s, and then I kind of put it down and got into photography and worked in camera stores and did that kind of thing, and got back into it and sort of did it as a side hobby after that, into like a number of web series and short films and music videos and things like that in the New York City area. And I really liked it, but it was all very indie. And while like a good real drama is fun, like my inner child needed to make something explode, or have an alien or a creature of some kind in there, and like really get to the heart of what it is that I love. And over the course of the pandemic in New York, I got a proton pack, like a Spirit Halloween proton pack, and started modding that as a pandemic project. And then that led to in 2022, I moved to Virginia, and then connected with Ghostbusters Virginia, which is a nonprofit here. And shortly after doing that, I was like, I think I really want to make a fan film, guys, and connected with Veronica, who was the director, and she, you know, uh, came back. It was good for both of us, because she didn't expect me to really follow through, and I didn't know what to expect in terms of the writing, and we were both very pleased with each other, and our drive and kind of our mission statement to make, what we could label as like one of the best fan films ever made, in terms of harboring the essence of it and stepping away from there's sort of a mismotivation in fan films to feel like you're in the original movie, or to something that's similar to that. And we wanted to make our own mark on that universe and really kind of do our thing. And I think we did a really great job, and collaborated with a great team. Our buddy Rob, who does Rob's Occult, which is a Etsy shop that does buttons and patches and things. He created our ghost for us, and acted as the ghost. And we'll break a lot of that stuff down in the behind the scenes, but it was just great collaboration with good creative people, and a great excuse to kind of get us all out of our shells and into doing something that we really, really love, which I'm sure you completely understand.
Oh, absolutely. We actually did our own fan film based on the classic Battlestar Galactica. One of the famous episodes. It's the Red Eye episode where there's like a showdown between Apollo and a Cylon Centurion. So we did the prequel to that. It's like how did that come about? Like what was the backdrop to some of the background to the narrative, and so we pulled some of the characters that were named but never seen, and we created this whole backstory, and we did that, and we had a really good time. And it was a showcase, so there's not a lot of representation from Battlestar, and so we're kind of stuck in that 1978 classic show, where it all began. And so we said, all right, it's a passion project, and we did it, and we're very happy with the results, and we're happy with the fans that came out to help us put it together, and we crowdfunded ours. I don't know, how did you guys fund yours?
Ours was personal financial abuse. Yeah.
I'm familiar with that too.
Yeah, we know that too.
I have to say, like, I personally, I missed Battlestar Galactica, like the OG series, but I really enjoyed the reboot
Cool.
Flash sequel because obviously it honors the fact that the original existed and all that has happened before shall happen again.
Right.
I really enjoyed the fact that they were able to honor an older thing, bring it forward, put their spin on it, and then still um, give you the notion that the original existed as opposed to just sort of throwing it away and being like, no, these are who the characters are now. I really enjoyed that. So I was glad to see you guys got to like exist in the world of something that you really love. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool. And we were pleasantly surprised to how, the passion that everybody, brought to the game. We got a SAG waiver. So we had SAG actors in our it's a live action, but the CG that we got in was pretty cool. And so, it was almost entirely, if not 100%. I honestly think everybody that worked on it, I think just about every single individual had some type of a connection to Battlestar, OG, and if not, then they obviously were fans of the new, but everybody was pretty much, like they loved the franchise, and it made a difference.
oh, for sure.
So I just kind of thought that was an extra bonus, right? Because you know what it's like to get when you can hire someone or work with someone that is not a fan. They're just a professional, right?
Yeah.
It's like somebody knows how to AD, right? You get an AD, an assistant director, and you say you put the call out, you meet someone, they say, yeah, no problem. I can work on the project because I can do my job. But are they a fan? If they're a fan, they bring that just extra quality to what they're working with. And I'm assuming you're a big Ghostbusters fan.
So yeah, I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I would say that I've spent a lot of time in the community. I would say I don't qualify as a big fan because I know what big fans look like. I am uh, I'm very much a I'm a I'm a reasonable level fan. Like the nice thing with Ghostbusters is that it is universal. Um, there is nobody that I have ever met that didn't either love or absolutely love Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? It connects all the dots for everybody, and it really gives you the ability to play in something that's like universally loved. Because you got Star Trek versus Star Wars or um, other fandoms like that, but Ghostbusters, it's like everybody wants to be a Ghostbuster. Everybody wants to meet a Ghostbuster. Like
Oh
getting
yeah.
cosplay and the cosplay community around that. Like I can see anybody between the age of 5 and 65, and they turn into an 11-year-old again. Like um, you really can't beat that identification of that. And I think that Ghostbusters is a very interesting thing to do in that because you're not cosplaying as like somebody else's character. You're yourself in this job. So it really it has this like extra wrinkle uh, that the person doesn't disconnect from it. I think as easily as like if something needs to be film accurate to it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you can really bring your own spin to it, and you have a really good time with it. So no, it's a really great thing, and the amount of work that we've been able to do on the charity end of things, which I can probably get into in a little bit later, but it's been staggering. It's been fantastic. So yeah,
Well,
I see
that
that you got
that's
a little bit of the beginning of the film going there.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually play like half of your behind the scenes, and
Right.
then we want the fans to go find it and then watch the rest of it on their own. But Ghostbusters Virginia, Don't Make Me Laugh is the title of the Ghostbusters fan film that you worked on,
Yep.
And how long was it?
It's I mean credits and everything is about 28 minutes. It's a longer
Oh,
fan
wow.
film.
Okay.
The film itself probably floats at around 23. There's a little stinger at the end, so don't just click off when you start seeing names show up. But and we had a really good time kind of pulling all that together. I commend you guys because you have to do full universe building. We have the real benefit of our property taking place. It's fantastic stuff in the real world, so you have a little grace on that. You guys have to kind of every wall has to go up, you know.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can, con people into letting us fire nuclear accelerators in their house, you know.
That's pretty cool.
Everybody
Oh,
needs an unlicensed nuclear accelerator.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So,
Sports smarts will come right out.
tell us about the location shooting, which you kind of, you hinted at now, and
Sure.
how long was the whole shoot?
So the shoot was kind of a nights and weekends gag in that like we have charity work, we've got real life, we've got a thousand other little things. And so it was about, I want to say like, some half days, some whole days, some what we can get kind of days. It was about 28 days spaced out over the course of about, I want to say 18 months, right?
Wow.
It started in the end, like September of 23, and we wrapped in February of 25. Um,
Wow.
there's complications that have led to that, starting with we lost the house that we were planning to shoot in, and we had mapped everything out of the house. It was a neighbor of my brother's, and we were like, oh yeah, we're foolhardily gonna try and film this over the course of a weekend or two, before they had their kid and before we could get our stuff together to get everybody to the house, they had a kid. So that just eliminates your ability to use that house. And then we lucked into a number of other people that lent us their houses. And then, like, part of it took place at one of the guys in our group, Nick's house. And then, production realities for how much time and kind of interruption that we would be in his life led us to be like, okay, well, this portion of the house is now his house. And then we moved to a couple of other houses, including Jeff, the lead. Some of the garage is his house. Some of the there's a scene that will literally cut from um, the director's in-laws house to Jeff's house to Nick's house, and you don't even know that you've gone to three locations in it because
Wow.
like it's nice because we shot in a lot of it in Northern Virginia. It all the houses have like a similar layout, like New England houses kind of have a layout, or like a Brooklyn townhouse will have the same layout, so you can kind of cheat your way through it, provided that this room feels like it connects to that room.
Right.
And I think that we lucked into it. Like if you watched our film and then drew the layout of each of those rooms, you're going to find that it's there's a little bit of like a Tesseract, Millennium Falcon, uh, doctor's phone booth
Cool.
issue where nothing really lines up from the inside to the outside. The Ghostbusters firehouse is guilty of that. It's about 3 times larger inside than it is outside. So,
Oh, that's cool. So just to jump around a little bit, before we go to the behind the scenes, uh, did you get to go to any of the film festivals?
uh, I because I'm in the DC area, I didn't go to either of the fan film festivals. LA because it was um, completely remote, and then the Houston one was just sort of a scheduling thing and kind of making it down. And I didn't know that that was going to be how much that we'd be able to get down there and kind of spend the weekend and kind of make that work. So no, those we just sort of enjoyed in a few of the others, but we presented it at Awesome Con here
Hmm.
in the DC area. We're gonna be at Gen Con.
Ah, okay.
I don't think that's happened yet.
Cool.
Um, it premiered at Con Carolinas
Oh yeah.
just recently,
Hmm.
and we weren't able to make that because of other things. I think it was the same weekend as Ghostbusters weekend or the weekend before. No, it was the weekend before Ghostbusters weekend, and like other people had other things. I was at Wonderfest, which is this fantastic sci-fi model making
Yep.
convention, which I
Is that
will, if anybody is like a nerd of the like the classic model making
Oh,
special effects thing, I would
isn't that where
definitely recommend
Kelvin
checking
goes?
that out.
mediocre modeler who's
Yeah.
watching now, and
Nice.
uh, and I think Baz is on from Down Under. Welcome both of you to IFB. We're talking about fan films and this it Darrell's talk. He was the cinematographer and co-producer. I think you may or may not have edited. You'll clarify that. But you're award-winning Ghostbuster fan film, and we both had our respective fan films in two festivals. Not that we were competing against each other, but maybe we were. But the LA Fan Film Fest and the Houston Fan Film Festival. So that was kind of cool. That's how I heard about you guys, and that's how I decided to reach out. And I'm glad that you came and took the time out. I wanted to actually start your behind the scenes uh, film that you did, right? Which
Okay.
is not it's not the actual fan film, but it was something that you guys put together. How did that happen? Can you set that up for us?
So we had shot. Oh God, that was terrible English. We shot a like a interviews of ourselves for in case we want to do like a press junket thing or like throw reels up or do something, and then I after you finish editing a film, you don't want to look at or touch it ever again. And so those things kind of
Amen.
sat around for a year, and because there's this reoccurring Ghostbusters Day holiday, um, I decided to kind of start noodling it together with, B-roll, behind the scenes stuff that we had all kind of shot in our spare time while we weren't doing, because it was kind of a round robin of people picking up responsibilities or um, spending some time. So I started kind of like, you got some good stories and war stories from everybody, and we really kind of picked each other's brains really well to explore kind of that making of process. And there are other Ghostbusters groups that I want to be very open about kind of how we did that stuff, because I would love to help elevate any fan film, because it's a hard thing to do, and it's also it's easy to kind of get distracted. So when you can really look at the elements or get somebody that like um is like like we were very strict about what our how our ghost felt, or the proton streams. We had conversations that would lead it to not feel this kind of same as what it is, because you don't want to just sort of feel like you're an After Effects tutorial away from your special effects. It really gives you a chance to explore the fun things in film that allow you to bring that to it. And so we did like an all practical approach for our ghost and for all of our ghosts. And really it's just standard 2D effects and compositing tricks in there. And you were asking before, and yeah, it was I did all the editing because I had the computer for it. And so it would be uh while we were shooting over the course of those 2 years, we would cut scene by scene and do the whole thing. And Veronica and I would work on it um for hours at a time, and then just refine it down and build it up. And then all of post production happened. We wanted to release it as close to April 1st as we could, because it's an April Fool's Day film, uh, which isn't a big enough part, but we're we try to be pretty clear about it, but that's fine. So we wanted to release it at that time, and then we lucked into there's a like majestic old theater in Richmond, Virginia called The Bird, and they were showing Ghostbusters, and we were like, hey, you want to have a pre-show and show our film? And so we had a premiere ahead of Ghostbusters to show our film
Wow.
in front of a real like audience in a movie palace. I mean, it was we took full advantage of that. So,
Wow.
but it was a
That
race to the finish. I mean, we shot the Ghost in February. We had all of the special effects and the Ghost put in there by the end of or by the middle of April. And I'll tell you that there was I could delay this entire thing with stories about, but it would be like eat, sleep, wake up, edit, work, edit, eat, sleep, and it was just that was my life for like solidly like 3 weeks of just like machine style dedication to making this work, because it's like every time you put a ghost in a shot, you're amazed. I mean, we talk about it pretty openly in the documentary. It's unreal the moment that it works, you know. It goes from this thing that you're like, yeah, I think this is gonna be a thing, to like, I'm watching a Ghostbusters movie, and you get to like pinch yourself because you're like, oh, I made that, you know. So yeah.
Oh boy. So if my best buddy Chris has your behind the scenes prepped and ready to go, I'd like to watch that because I have a whole bunch of other questions for
Okay.
you. So Chris, are you ready?
And ready. You
All
want to be
right.
on the screen with it? We'll be on the screen with it.
Yeah, let's all be if you can.
Hi, I'm David Simmons, and I play the rookie.
Hey, I'm Jeff Foxwell, and I play the veteran in Ghostbusters Don't Make Me Laugh. So, ladies first, who are you?
I'm Veronica Victor. I am the writer-director of Don't Make Me Laugh.
I am Darrell Ayer. I am the DP.
I know that guy.
And co-producer.
I wanted to have
Are you sure?
a good story that captured the spirit of the original films, and it was also very important to me to see practical effects, something real, tangible that we could put on screen. And I feel that we achieved both of those things. I wanted to focus on arcs of our characters. Jeff overcomes his fear of the new technology. Rookie is able to be confident in himself. I think a lot of the comedy comes from that this is a extraordinary job that is,
Treated ordinary.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why it's funny.
Coming into this, I'm just like, it's a fan film. There'll be a couple of cameras and like a garage, and we'll shoot for an hour or something, then call it a day.
It was like you see the green screens and everything.
Studio equipment, lights. Oh, what have I gotten myself into?
It was very exciting, but it was full of a lot of nervous excitement.
It felt like it was time for us to kind of take off. Like the energy of first day at school.
How's that? I'm like, okay, this is going to be something special.
You know, it was really like, oh, is this even going to work? And then it was probably the strongest first day of shooting anything ever.
They were all on board with us,
yeah.
From the jump, and it's been that way through the whole project.
Suckers. The fact that we convinced them to do this.
I was excited for the back and forth between the car and the office. I love banter, so I was really excited to see that play out.
Why would it be throwing pie?
Hello, Avon calling.
I don't know, maybe it's the ghost of Groucho Marx. Yellow.
The communist?
I was excited for the garage. Well, at that point, it wasn't the garage, but we always had an ending where Rookie has his big moment where he's confident in himself and is able to finally open his eyes and catch the ghost. I was really excited to see that, and I think that Davis executed that perfectly.
Well, the number one scene for me was when I got to read that I was actually going to get to wrangle a ghost. All those times running around as a kid with the blue killer proton pack, you're like, wow, I'm actually going to get to do it. That was... Keep on the time out!
Just getting to be in the car and shoot all the car scenes, especially when we hit that corner and take it real sharp. That was fun.
Left. The opening was a part that I was most interested in filming because it was going to set the tone for everything, and it was going to be a way for us to know that we were hitting our moments right. The feeling of this being a Ghostbusters thing, to like hit the eeriness and kind of see if we can get it to follow through. The filming day was a little bit of a mad rush, and to know that we actually were able to hold the tone of the horror, the scream, and then, to get the iris in and all that. Like even when we cut that together and finally got the credits, that opening Ghostbusters thing, it was like, oh, it's real now. This is a Ghostbuster movie.
Tony Tran, who plays the boss in the movie. We filmed in his garage, which is our headquarters. Oh, hi. And he did a wonderful job building the set and making he had all kinds of great weird blinking sort of gadgets lined up along the walls. There are collections of traps that the rookie would have to clean.
He had sourced a lot of old scientific equipment, and a good portion of the Ghostbusters headquarters is actually parts that are removable from his car, because it's a convertible from normal person car to super ghostbusting vehicle.
The things on the fridge, they're like
the blue hoses.
The hoses on the fridge. It's like, what do they have in there? But it looks great. Like once all the lights and everything are on, it looks fantastic. I was very excited to see my character's desk set up. And just having us all interacting in the space. I thought this felt very close to what I had visualized. I sketched out an idea for the office, and I think it came together beautifully.
So the car in this film is Tony's personal ectomobile. It's an Acura RDX, and he's pretty good at handling that thing.
He's an excellent stunt driver.
We had a couple of things that called for very impressive looking action that I think that he handled safely and understood what that car could do and how to make it kind of look right. And I mean, he's the one that kind of came up with that amazing introduction.
Yeah, first shot of the movie, I can still hear Tony in my head over the phone. So he would tell us when he was coming up, and I just heard him go like, "There's a Lambo. I'm gonna pass it." It's gonna be funny. Let's see them play. And we just hear like, and it's just like speeding down the lane past this Lambo.
Yes.
I mean, also the hard left. Woo! Kind of
close shave.
Close shave, but it looks great on camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Being a huge fan of the series and loving practical effects, I was like, this is definitely something that I want to get into and help in any way. I just kind of threw it out there. I was like, I would love a chance to just take this on and see if I could make it happen. I think somebody did at some point say like, oh, do you think you could definitely do this? And I just confidently, without any thought, said yes, because I'm a liar. And then immediately went home and started being like, I've got to rewatch the movies. I've got to figure out like what the practical effects are.
We had no idea, we knew Joe was going to be a practical ghost. Our first thing was to make him real.
Mm-hmm.
The most challenging part of this was trying to figure out where to start.
There's a Harold Ramis interview that's very meaningful to me where he talks about that Ghostbusters is about people versus the unknown. And so I felt that it was important that our ghost shouldn't be too sympathetic, kind of monstrous. He's like a little human-like, but he doesn't talk. He just laughs the whole time. He laughs at other people's pain and misery.
Yeah.
From there, it went into concept sketches. I had like a really slender version of him to match some of his like logo, so maybe he'd match the box. He wasn't very menacing. He was just kind of gangly looking. And then we went through a few different versions of like what he could look like. And the more that we got into it, the more that's when I started thinking about just like, who is this character, right? V has written him as this kind of like menacing, grumpy, evil boss, and that's when I kind of thought about like I was like, oh, Danny DeVito in in Taxi, right? Is just kind of like that, but he's always kind of played normally characters like that. So I unofficially started sketching around that and tried not to make it look like it's him too much, but inspire that kind of like build and like mentality. Once that arrived, that's when we got into the portion of working on like, what is this skull made out of and how do we do that?
He took like a mannequin head and laid cardboard over it, and then he sprayed it with grate foam, the insulation stuff, and kind of patted it and molded it. And afterwards you're like, okay?
And like, how do we get the rest of his face? And that was a trial and error experiment. And when we finally got to the point that we had like the top half of his head and a little portion of his jaw just to kind of show like what he could look like.
And then the next time I saw it, it's got a jaw.
But once you saw the teeth, you knew that it was kind of game on and that you were going to get like a Ghostbusters ghost.
I was like, oh, that's creepy.
Looking back and then actually watching the movie and being like, can you even see some of this stuff happen? What can we get away with? 50% of Joe's final form and then the polishing after that happened within the span of like 2 weeks. And then it was a lot of late nights at my kitchen just being like glue, paint, Sure, good enough. That works. Nothing like a really close deadline to be like, we have to film you by this date. You need him ready by then to be like, let's get this done.
You going to time out?
We wrapped up the final shoots in the garage, and once we had gotten that completed, right, sans Joe, then it turned into, okay, where's Joe in the film? I always had the idea that I would be inside of Joe puppeting him in some fashion, whether it was I was wearing him on my head or I had him up here, right, and we kind of had like a Big Bird scenario of working with him. And again, going back to that thought of like having that like gnarly kind of like grumpy person, it's like we need shoulder shrugs, right? We need like menacing hands. We need to have like teeth gritting and moving around and kind of snarling, right? How do we do that? He was still just kind of this disjointed top of the head and then just these teeth that just existed. So getting that together to have the lower part of his lip, how do we make that move? Slimer's kind of got this like big animated lower half to him, right? But he's also just a blob. We have a head that's going to need to interact with this. So my thought was he needs to overlap that and have some sort of flexible material that's going to allow him to kind of like, there's a few scenes where when I'm laughing with him, I'm actually kind of nudging up like this to get the fake belly to push up on the lower half and help animate the difference between my head moving down and his teeth doing this to kind of give that kind of like cartoon-like appearance. The body was still not even touched at that point, and that turned into a full group effort. We got fabric, and we realized that we're like, well, we can't make an outfit from scratch, so let's get some oversized clothes with it. What are we going to fill that with? We found a bunch of cheap pillows, and we're like, we can tape these together with duct tape, and once we cover it, you'll never know that it's not, it's not professionally made. We wanted him to have, exaggerated proportions, but also be something that was lightweight enough that it wasn't going to drag somebody down, preferably me if I was going to be in there. It basically was like a slip-on suit. The shirt would get buttoned over top of it, and his pants, which are also like the funniest part of it, were full-length pants, but we need something that was wide enough. So he actually has a little bit of tailoring work that's done on the sides where we've cut open some flaps to allow for the larger proportions of him. And then his little feet dangle. They're just some shoes that I think that were brown that got painted to look like shoes from that era. Some scenes, those are just hanging, right, and they just kind of flop around. In other scenes, there's actually somebody underneath that's moving them to make it look like he's running. We wanted him definitely to lean into that like Looney Tunes, old school cartoon energy. Yeah, so the first day of shooting, being inside of Joe, slip on the outfit, getting taped in, having all this stuff, and then putting that head on. The head, once it goes on, you've got top teeth here, and you've got bottom teeth here, depending on where your jaw is, and I have fabric, so I'm working in darkness, so I have to imagine how all this looks. I also couldn't hear very well because we had fans going, which was to keep me cool, right? But also we wanted some hair movement, and then there's just material around my head. So all I'm hearing is kind of like, and I'm working in the dark going, like moving my head and trying to get stuff to animate. I had no idea how it would look.
So I did...
You were the left foot, and I was the right
That's
foot
right,
of Joe
yeah.
King.
We did the ghost shot, and he's moving around, and his feet are twinkling everywhere. We're like, well, I can't reach both sides, so it's like, all right, you get one foot, I'll get the other, and then just...
You guys have to wear special outfits while you did that?
Oh, yeah, we ended up looking like video game rejects. We had to wear, like, these, like, bright green neon jumpsuits.
Fast forward to take a break and then going upstairs to see the test footage, I was absolutely blown away with how good that looked. Seeing him not just in person, right? Like there's a big difference when you see something in person versus when you see something on film, right? Like if you ever look at any film prop up close, you're like, wow, they got away with that. But the minute I saw him on camera, I was like, wow, this is like real. Like this is tangible. This is something that's actually going to exist. That was definitely motivating to get back into the suit because I'll tell you, it was not fun being inside of there. It was so surreal to see something go from like a sketch on a piece of paper to a nebulous piece of foam to like resculpting it, rebuilding it, and then rushing it and throwing a bunch of stuff together to being like, wow, this is real. This is going to completely change the way that all these scenes look.
Wow. That was pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, man, it was a team effort. Like everybody brought everything. I mean, when you get your leads to turn around and become green screen appendages for your ghost, you know you got a winning team. You know? Everybody really wanted to play and really wanted to make it work. You know. So.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, I saw that there was a YouTube release. Is that correct?
Yeah, we put it out on YouTube this same weekend that we had a premiere at the Bird, and then it went up online because it was sort of um we weren't even like we didn't quite make our initial cut for Awesome Con, which is a comic book convention film festival, and we initially had some issues. We were worried about rights and how well we could even put this into festivals, or what we could do, because you know, in a fan film you can't take cash prizes. All our music comes from the original films, sort of the original film, Afterlife and Frozen Empire are all builds of the original film soundtrack. So you could steal from each of those things and then kind of reconfigure it to fit the mood of what you're trying to create. But none of that is original, and the copyright censors know that, and we were very aware of that, especially because during I would say during post-production, but that goes into production as well. We would roundtable with each other. So it would be like V and I would edit together a scene, and then I would create a private YouTube link and then just send it in to her so she could QC it. So we would send it in to everybody else. So you'd be like, how does this feel? Does your timing work? Does it sound like they're talking to each other? Is there something that feels wrong with it? And we did that with each scene over the course of our very extensive production timeline. And so we were able to really kind of root it down. We had a little micro premiere of like the first third of the film with our Ghostbusters group as like a Thanksgiving. We had a Thanksgiving get together and showed them some stuff ahead of time, because you know they kept hearing, they're like, oh, you're making this fan film, and they're like, well, we don't see anything on it. And so we had to kind of you know chum the water a little bit, right? And see what people felt and how people did it. And it's funny because they were very genuine in their reactions. I think that you know, and initially everybody was sort of like laughing with it, like it's just some fan film that they're watching, and it's like the people that are making it are in the room with you right now, looking over your shoulders, sweating profusely, you know. So, but it helped us know, you know, you could see when people would disengage from it and start chatting. So we were like, what, you know, this part is going on, like that car joke that's in this, that's from an earlier cut that we were again showing to each other, and that was in that. We realized the car scene is too long, so we're cutting jokes out, because you don't want to kind of just be going on, droning on for your own entertainment and lose the audience. So we kind of became aware, like, you know, there's going to be there's a certain amount of time when everybody is in this film going, you know, they're pulling a little bit of Ian Malcolm being like, is there going to be a ghost in this Ghostbusters movie? You know? And so we were very cognizant of that, and then kind of retrimmed stuff down to make it flow better. And it's interesting to see, you know, you think you have it, and then you cut 2 minutes out of it, and all of a sudden it feels like you're on an adventure versus sort of like waiting for the log flume drop and just bouncing against the walls, you know. So yeah, it was really great to kind of have that extended period to play with all of those things and really feel out what makes this work as a movie, because we wanted to make it work as a movie, as a Ghostbuster movie, as a fan movie, right? We didn't want to lose a general audience, because as much as it's great to make things for your fan community, they're coming along with you regardless. And so you want somebody who hasn't seen the movie since they were 10 to be entertained by it as well. So yeah, we really fought for that.
Absolutely, know that feeling. I wanted to hear a little bit more about the fan feedback and the fan groups. Did you guys, you must have gotten, feedback.
Oh, for sure. We did. We a lot. I mean, all of it was very positive. Occasionally our YouTube comment section was not sparing us, but I don't think. I'm trying to think if there was anything like genuinely offensive. I don't think we had anything that we were just like, this has to go. It's like there's some stuff where people were like not paying attention and they'll be like, oh, this didn't make any sense. And it's like, you need to watch it again because it's in there. Like we even have jokes that are meant for you not to even pick up until the second time that you see the film. So it's like, it's really, we designed it around the fact that it's like for an audience experience through
Cool.
and through. But we wanted Ghostbuster fans. Like we actually, there's the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters had us on their podcast and we were able to really have a good conversation with them. And like, we really loved, being able to do that. And it's like, hey, yeah, if you guys have questions on how we did any of this stuff, we want it to be an open book. So, and that's part of why the documentary is out. So it's accessible. So when somebody else is building in this world or something similar, right, they can see what it takes for this to feel so in the lane of the originals versus sort of, you get into too many other projects in a similar in the fandom, and people are doing the best that they can, but they don't they haven't taken a minute to think about what this little piece does or why that works or really do it. They're just trying their best to make it work at all, and we have the benefit of, I mean, a little bit of experience on my end, not to brag, and the ability for V's like writing talents to, if she didn't have characters that you cared about, the ghost could have been the coolest thing you've ever seen. You never would have gotten through the first 10 minutes of the boys shucking it up in the car, So she's, yeah, her ability to bring humans into it and to understand that is like the first and foremost for sure.
I have to ask you about the time or the length of the film. How did you guys decide on making it like about a half hour, all said and done, right? Opening credit, end credits, the whole nine yards. It's about almost a half hour. Why a half hour?
So well, we wanted to do, we looked at like, 10 to 12 minutes. I know is like your standard short film, but as fans of the original, our goal was to make it a real Ghostbusters episode in length, which is a 30-minute TV show format, right? So beginning, middle, end, you got a whole story that will wrap itself up at the end of it, and you'll feel a little something. But those are generally 30 minutes, and then you hit your beats and make it work. So our notion for our format was real Ghostbusters was our point of view on that, which is what's great about this fandom is that it spans so much media that you can kind of stretch it out. We didn't have the we didn't have the comfort to doing a feature length at that time, so we were kind of trying to figure out what we could chew, and hit that, and we knew we always aimed further than we thought we could hit and then chased it. And I think that's, it's always, ready, shoot, aim. You don't even have to be ready, just shoot and then aim and get ready, because like, we're not kidding when we said we had no idea how the Ghost was going to get made. We had no idea. Like, I love those movies. I have a childhood of DVD commentary that tells you how it's made, but that's not the whole thing. So you really have to say, okay, but how are we going to make this? Because we don't have any money, because we don't have any time, because everybody's parents now, how are we going to get this done? And then workshopping together, we looked at what it was that made these things work in terms of, styling. Like, we knew that we wanted the jokes to be funny and the ghosts to be scary. Even if the ghost's concept is he's a practical jokester ghost, but he's still a ghost. We want you to maybe not to give a kid a nightmare, but enough to get them interested in spooky stuff to give you a little bit of a feeling, And we looked at, obviously, and yeah, our boy. But we looked at our favorite ghosts from that, which is, the Scoleri brothers in Ghostbusters 2 and Slimer in Ghostbusters 1, and kind of looked at what made both of those things work. And some of it is that sort of like scary stories to tell in the dark vibe that those ghosts have in terms of like just like tickling the amygdala. You really want to have it feel like something you don't want in your house. Otherwise, you're not going to call these guys. So we really researched that, and then Slimer works as that's actually a practical half suit ghost that like fits from the waist up. The person's head is about shoulder level, and so you build the head up above that. And so we really had to look into where we were going to go with that. Was Joe going to be a full size suit? But you kind of lose your ability to, one, there's like this sort of spooky cartoon vibe to all the ghosts, so you lose a little bit of that, making it a full size person in a suit. You've got to kind of play with
Make
your
it
proportions
like a
little
caricature of a person.
Right.
So
And that was a hard thing to do, because if you go through the history of Ghostbuster stuff, it's either CG, right? And there's a lot of tutorials, but it's this 2016 vibe, which is that Watchmen era of special effects, where it's just sort of everything emanates so much light that it's not even scary. It's just sort of a nightlight. And then you have a couple are just like people, and they're just like people, and they've green screened their legs out, and it's an upper torso of a person with some makeup on, and that didn't quite hit the level that we were gonna go with. There's this like scary clown Halloween mask that I found at the beginning of production, and it's like this fang-toothed Halloween ghost, and the mouth opens and it pulls up the upper lip. So we really wanted to hit it with a mechanism, and even that we didn't wind up getting that to work. His face animates, and all of that is body language and Rob's performance, because the only thing that really moves in his head is his lower jaw inside the mouth. The mouth isn't even connected to it. It's just having the teeth go up and down or side to side, and the rest of that is him lifting it through body movement. But when you do that, it makes it a whole character. So, it's like he had all these small proportions, but he can really stretch his arms out at you. So he had this ability to kind of be this thing that will, like, I don't want to see Joe King in the middle of the night in my own house, or like when you get around to it, we wanted his appearance to be a jump scare when he pops out for the first time, or like does it when you're like, oh yeah, you can see how it was funny, but that's just sort of undone by how ghostly it is, And like we said with that, Rob's teeth did so much of that work. That head was that little black rubber head that had no form or feature, but he had the top and bottom jaw. We had no full idea of how all that was going to connect, but just looking at those teeth, and they're like, you got one gold tooth, nothing completely locks up. There's a lot of gums. It feels so 80s.
Yeah.
Like
that's so cool.
Classic Rick Bakery,
nuance,
Boss Films vibe that they did a good job with it.
So Darrell, are you ready to make another fan film?
Oh, we're already working on it. We had no ability to say no to that. We are. It has taken us a year to do it, because obviously you can't leave it where it's at. We're trying to go a little bit bigger, which is it's punishing the schedule in life, and especially the times that we're in now, where everything is kind of at 11 and stress is at 12. So we're doing what we can to get this done as reasonable as a timetable as possible, because we understand that like 2.5 years, 3 films in, we're going to be 80. We got to kind of like we got to kind of get it going a little bit. So no, Veronica has a fantastic script going for the next one. It will be a bigger monster. It will be it'll be a little bit more. I think that like the office will expand a little bit. You'll have a little bit more for these guys and their fantastic dynamic to kind of deal with each other, and their odd coupley nature. And
cool.
I'm very excited to kind of get
Well,
started on it. We shot our first shots of it, which were just some, like the last one was just, we started with some car stuff, and then we'll eventually work our way into um the bigger bits. But right now we're sort of uh we got our pants are a little bit bigger in terms of trying to see what we can conjure up for locations and stuff, so it's not, so it doesn't all take place inside somebody's dining room, you know.
well, we're looking forward to seeing the next part. We've put in links
Yeah.
in the chat so our fans can actually go find your both the film and the behind the scenes, which I think is going to be valuable to anyone that wants to do a fan film. Even what you've just been said and the things we've gone over, I think can help give someone, a little more guidance than having nothing. And it's not only the experiment, but when you have that little bit of knowledge, you can then kind of jump forward a lot. So we went into it ourselves without having a ton of fan film knowledge. So I think any little bit here and there can maybe help a future fan filmmaker. But keep us in the loop. We definitely wanna be there for you. Let us know whenever you want to put a word out. You want to let anybody know of where to find you. You can let us know now. But for the future project, keep us in the loop. We want you to come back.
Absolutely. Like my links are very creative. It's at Darrell Ayer on Instagram and pretty much anywhere. I didn't want to make myself hard to find. The film's Instagram is, I think, GB Don't Make Me Laugh or GBDMML. Everything is, you probably just Google Don't Make Me Laugh or Ghostbusters Don't Make Me Laugh and find your way toward our bit of social media. The only other thing I would say is if there was anything that I would tell anybody when it comes to this, and this is advice that I have to tell myself because I don't follow it nearly as much as I should. So, but it's ask the question, right? If you are trying to make a project like this and you don't know how to do it, and you know people in your area that do films, just ask. The worst they're going to say is no, and you're going to stay right where you are. Or you can say like, like, hey, look, I'm trying to make this. You will be surprised. Like even on my first day of shooting, I felt bad because I literally had just moved to the area and I'm helping out Austin Reeves, who's a local cinematographer, and he's working on something. And I was like, hey man, like I'm working on this Ghostbusters thing, like just starting to do it because I felt kind of like I'm embarrassed to be like, hey, can you donate time? Like we're paying this out of pocket and our pockets are very thin. And like and he was just like, yeah, I'll give you a day. And like came out and helped with the car stuff. And then the next thing that I couldn't kind of, and I did what I could to kind of do it on my own and with what gear I have. But then like our exteriors, I didn't want them to fall apart because you get in exteriors and the sun gets so bright and you can't shape it as well. And so I reached back out to him and was like, hey man, like I haven't talked to you in a little bit. Like I'm sorry to just like reach back out and continue asking you for help. To volunteer your time, but he was just like very, very giving on it. And the same thing goes with anything that I've done. What I find is that everybody wants to work on something. If you're making something, even if it's not something that they're going to genuinely be a fan of directly, you know what I mean? That they could just be a sci-fi fan or a horror fan, and you're going to get people that have their sort of A and B knowledge of everyday filmmaking stuff, but also they're getting to stretch their legs on something that's enjoyable to them. And so like the hard thing to remember is like, one, you're not a burden. You can do it. And like you're making something that you're having fun with, and they're going to probably have fun too. And if they're burnt out or can't do it, you reach out to students, you could reach out to 100 people. And everybody kind of, the more connections you make, the more that you can kind of, it all becomes kind of a tighter web, the more, because maybe they don't have it, but they're like, oh, my friend loves this, let me give you his information and go from there. And then also anybody that's a peripheral, this started through cosplayers. Jeff and Davis don't act. outside of this. They're not professional actors. They have natural chemistry. They do a great job in it, but they were cosplayers. They're part of this group, and they did a great job. But we asked the question, hey, do you want to do this? And just be open to giving it a shot. That's the only way you move forward. And even if it doesn't succeed, cool. Wait a little bit, look at it, step forward again. You know what I mean? It's sometimes even if the wind is blowing against you, if you just walk slowly forward, all of that is forward movement, and you'll get to the end of it. We hoped this was going to get shot in a weekend. It took us 2.5 years to get done.
Wow.
Or a year and a half to get done.
Wow.
100 years. I can't tell anymore. But at the end of it, it's like I've made something that I'm immensely proud of. We have a really good group of friends out of it. We have, which expanded by the day as we got more people that were interested in it and that said like, hey, you guys have a spot for me in the next one? And we were like, we'll see what we can do. And we were able to make some of it work and some don't. And sometimes we'll be like, maybe the next one or whatever we can do. But like, we want to honor the groups and the friends that we made to do this stuff, so
very cool. Very cool. We feel very a great kinship because we went through all that ourselves. So like I told you before, open door policy here at IFB for you and your project. So please keep us in the loop. We wish you all the best, continued success. And we will hopefully hear from you in the near future.
Oh, the near future or eventually in the future, because as the production realities seem to go. But I would love to. I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. It was great talking to you, Peter.
Well, here's to you. All the best, and pass on our best wishes.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much. Cheers.
That's cool. I don't quite know. We haven't had a real, like real colleagues that have actually done, like other fellow filmmakers that have actually produced fan films. So that was kind of cool.
It has to be so fan films have to be a layer. It's all love. I mean,
yeah,
you're not going to make any money on it,
right?
You can't.
Yeah, you're going in knowing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can't
showcase,
sell
man.
anything afterwards. It's all you can say from it is I made it.
Yeah,
and I had a great time doing it, and I inspired others to
and
dream about the fandom or
Darrell
create
said
fan fiction or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
but other people enjoyed it, and they're thinking, what's another good story that would come up. So I think it's exciting.
It is
to have somebody else say, and we know that too. It's just can't wait to get ours out on the out to the public, as a matter of fact. So
we it took us 2 days to shoot, but it took us a heck of a long time to get all the editing done and get all the the other post-production aspect of it was grueling, to say the least. But let's welcome BFC Dragon Lady.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us live. Colin, thank you for jumping on. Those are that's what I see on my feed, guys. I know that there's others on some of the others. I'm not following. I'm on the Facebook IFB feed, so that's what I get to see on my side. But I know you guys are on YouTube, and some of you are on some of our other Facebook platforms, social media. But thank you, and again, thank you everyone that watches this later on, that can't catch it live but watches this later. It's humbling when we see thousands of you. Once in a while it will hit like tens of thousands, which we've done quite often. Thank you everybody for joining here. IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm of course New York Pete. I'm the co-host with, of course, Chris the Tipsy Toaster, who's our technical director for Interfleet Broadcasting. And we have our final guest tonight, which we contacted earlier today. We're all joining together for Shore Leave 46 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
In a hotel room.
Yes, because I think he's going to tell us exactly what the deal is. But Rick Moreno, award-winning sci-fi author, thank you for joining us, Rick. Appreciate you and all the things that you do for the fandom. You're going to be with us at Lancaster at Shore
Yes,
Leave and on the panel. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
All right, we're as soon as the show closes and locks up tonight, we will be finishing up packing gear and getting up first thing in the morning.
Yeah. No, I left about 8 o'clock this morning. The traffic this way was kind of brutal. There were
Ooh.
a couple of accidents. There was monsoon rains and the rest of it.
Oh,
So it actually took a little longer than I thought. But so I'm happy that I actually left today as opposed to try and do it tomorrow and then try to rush to set up and have everything ready because they said they're going to start at 2 o'clock. So I'd have been coming in right at 2 o'clock trying to set up while people are coming in. So I'm much happier I came today.
Good, good, good. You sent us a picture of the setup, so I know a lot of the fans have seen that. We're looking forward to meeting you face to face
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
everybody else, right? So
Yeah,
it's going to be a really nice convention. It's obviously right. It's not San Diego Comic-Con. It's not New York Comic-Con. But
it's better.
it's
It's
it is
fan run.
better. It's fan run. Rick, I
right.
don't know if you remember or you've ever been to Shore Leave, but back
No,
in the early 80s, when Starlog magazine, they would dedicate a couple of pages, one or two pages on conventions, and Shore Leave was always mentioned. It was always there. It's been around for
right.
like
Yeah, for a long
46
time.
years. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, hey, what the heck, man?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm excited to be there. For me, this will be the first 3-day Comic Con that I've ever been involved in. So and it's an exciting time for me as well. And so it's going to be interesting to see. And so my table is kind of kitty corner to you guys. You guys are in the center of the room, and
Okay.
I'm kind of
Oh,
off
wow.
to one aisle there, but we'll be able to see each other from the tables there. So we're not
Cool.
not that far apart. So the setup is really nice.
Oh, that's awesome. And you know
Yeah,
what? Just want to make sure that we reiterate the fact that we're pulling you away from your table for the panel. So at on Sunday at noon, right, we're gonna do the
right.
world premiere at a convention for the Stranded Warrior. And we're asking you to come up and be a part of that as well as
That'll be
the
awesome.
Oh man. And then of course the other panel that we're doing which follows, and we're going to be talking all about, the state of the fleet and where's the fandom. You are a award-winning sci-fi author that's a fan. So you bring, your own slant on things, and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
so it's going to be great. We're looking forward to that. You're part of IFB. You've sat in and co-hosted for us in the past. We appreciate, that level of family that we have here. So,
Yes.
it's going to be good. And anybody, remember, anybody that wants to pick up an autographed copy of your work, you're going to have your table has all your books.
Yes. Yeah, all my books will be there. And I'll be announcing the fact that I'm getting ready to publish the third book.
Yes. Excellent. Very, very good. Do you have the cover with you?
Yeah, the cover will be on the table, so they'll be able to see what the cover looks like. I have the cover here if you want to.
So yeah, because what we'll do is
So
we'll
the
do
cover,
oh cool. Oh man. So Rick, we're gonna do a live interview with you.
okay,
So if we actually have the bandwidth, if the Wi-Fi is working, it's strong enough, we'll do a live. If not, it'll be a live to tape so that we can
okay,
then shoot that up.
nice.
And
Yeah.
we're gonna feature all of your work plus that new cover and the new book. Looking forward to that. How long did it take you to get the third book together?
Um, so so actually, so when I wrote the first book, it was supposed to be one and done. And right now, I'm about three-quarters of the way through the fifth book.
Woo!
So books 2, 3, and 4 are complete. I published book 2, in February. Book 3 will be actually launched in August, and then I'm looking to publish book 4 probably around the Christmas time frame.
Wow, that's so cool, man. That
Thank
is
you.
so freaking cool. Man, I'm really psyched about that.
Thank
So
you.
cool. Yeah. So, Rick, tell us, this is all in that one universe that you created.
Yes. Yeah, it's all yeah, and it pays homage. I'd read Dune when I was a kid, so I wanted to pay homage to Dune because I thought it'd be amazing to write something like that. So Zeta 5 is a large mining planet that pays homage to Dune, and so that's kind of the perspective of what the series is about.
Very, very cool. Very cool. If you had an opportunity, Rick, would you follow up with a comic book? Would it be, do you think best suited for live action or maybe an animated movie? Or, if you were to think big, where would you
That's
go with
great.
this?
I would. I think with the fact that I've got 4 books out now, that it would make an amazing movie series. And it wouldn't be the special effects for it would be kind of like Star Trek effects. I mean, it wouldn't be Star Wars with the major animation and the rest of it. It would be more of like ships and where you are on the planet and the rest of it. So it wouldn't take a lot of extreme animated technology to try and pull it off. So from that perspective, I think it would be pretty easy to turn it into a series.
Cool. Very cool. Now, if you had a choice between, doing, say, like a 3 film franchise,
Yep,
or doing like a couple of seasons like The Expanse,
right.
what would you think?
You might be able to stretch it into a season or two, like The Expanse, if you broke up the books a little.
Okay.
Especially with the fact that book 1 is 640 pages. I think you could you could break that down quite a bit. The other books aren't quite as big. I mean, they're between 300 and 400 pages. So you could still split them up, but yeah. So I think you could do a series or 2 out of it. Yeah.
Very cool. Rick, what about stepping outside of your universe? If you thought of doing that as well?
Yeah, so I've got another book that I'm writing now that is complete fantasy.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it has to do with warlocks and super warlocks, and it I twist the vampire franchise a little bit uh, with that. But I'm about 7 chapters into that. But
Oh, okay.
it was
I was gonna say,
suggested
I don't
that,
see that on your
oh,
site. Wait a
yeah,
darn
no,
minute.
those aren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't updated the site yet with the 3rd book yet. So that'll be probably next week or the week after.
wow. All right. So you're cranking, man. You're doing. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. The creativity is there. This is inspiring. It's inspiring because you've had a full career outside of writing, which we've touched upon on
Yep.
other visits that you've done here on IFB. And this is very cool for those of us that, aspire to, create worlds like you have and to write like you have, which we promote, right? That's one of the big things about
Yeah,
IFB has
absolutely.
always been,
Yeah.
and you're doing it, man, and this is so cool. What
Thank you.
give us a little bit of your technique. Like, how do you get this all flowing? Do you record yourself with ideas? Do you write things down? Like, how does this come about?
Yeah, so most of it I write down, but I carry a small recorder with me. So if I'm coming up with thoughts or the rest of it, so I'll quickly write those down or record those so that I have them for later. Because that's the one thing that you remember something now, and if you don't put it down, 2 hours from now, a day from now, when you get the chance to do that, it's like, what was that I was thinking about? And it's completely gone at that point. So if you're not jumping on it right away, then it doesn't really happen.
Okay, so
nice.
All right,
nice.
But I got
you know what? That'd be cool. Beep. Blah,
all right.
blah, blah, blah. Beep. That's what I do all the time.
However, so
Yes.
so Tipsy and I have experimented with that whole going back and forth and using Messenger and using, the recorded. However, Rick, what happens when you record it? Right. So yeah, you capture the idea, you've recorded like a 15, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Where does it go from there? What do you do?
So then at that point, what I'll do is I'll go to my laptop because I have, usually when I'm doing that, is I'll have a running list of ideas if I'm working on the next book, or if there's things that I want to change within the current book, then I'll go back to Microsoft Word is where I do all my writing. So I usually have some type of list that I put together and write through with that type. So that way I have it written down somewhere so that I can follow it, check it off as I go.
Cool.
Word is the word. That's what I use. Microsoft Word is amazing.
Interesting.
It
I
is.
just drop it in there, and then I'll go through and of course you have to format it where you can get back to it. That's usually my biggest problem. It's like, I had this idea, but now I got to go find it.
I like that. See, these are the pro tips. That's how these things get done.
But yeah, this thing's helpful is because this will record it, put it into something, and then you just put it in Word, and then you have it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So is that my character Bible? I'll put it into that, or if it's my timeline, I'll put it over into that one, or whatever else. So
exactly.
But we're looking forward to the con, Rick. I've never been to Shore Leave. Tipsy and I, we've kind of jumped around early on when we were doing IFB on the road. We went to small cons. We did big ones, New York Comic Con size stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But this one is a strictly fan run. It's a small scale, but they have a really good variety of actors that are coming, from shows that we all know, which is great. Of course, Herb Jefferson and Jack Stauffer's coming. And of course, none other than Lorette Span Cassiopeia. So that's going to be cool. And it's just kind of exciting to see how things unfold. It's not too far from New York, so it's easy for myself. How bad was it? I mean, you told us it was a little bit. There was some challenges, but you were able to
there's
get there.
some challenges, but I got here probably about 6.5 hours, so it wasn't a major hike, but yeah.
Cool. And you're going to be with us the whole weekend, yes?
Yes, I'll be there all the way until we close down Sunday.
Yes. Cool. Excellent. Oh, man. Well, we're looking forward to this. I think we're going to have a really good time. Rick, that Shore Leave has had a couple of bumps in the road. They lost one of their execs, Inga, who we interviewed like 10 days or so, 12 days before she passed, who's instrumental in running the convention, and then there's been a few others here and there, but they seem to be able to they have that resiliency, the bouncing back. They seem to be able to get their their acts on point. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll be there in the morning. I'll reach out to you, and Tipsy, you're going to be there too, right? In the morning.
I should be there in the morning. It
just
depends on how long it takes me to get out of here. I'd start
Good
tonight,
stuff.
but no.
So, and they were all, when I got in there, they were all very helpful. I mean,
cool.
Here's where your table is going to be. Here's where the guys are going to be. And they've got me set up. They have an author table for authors that are going to come in and sign, and my table's right next to theirs. So there should be a good deal of traffic by my table from those authors signing books and stuff. So
That's
it'd be
cool.
nice.
That's it. Go out there and tell them about your story. That's
Oh,
how
Yeah,
you
exactly.
buy a table. You know, you get to tell the story. Hey, you know,
Absolutely.
interested in something?
Yep.
Let me tell you about my book. You know, let me tell you about my universe.
Yeah.
This is my universe here. This
Oh,
is what I've
yeah.
invented.
Right.
And you know, and then people are like, oh, that's interesting. And man, you know, of course, you're looking for the sales, but you're also wanting to share that universe with other
Yes.
people. It's not just
absolutely. The
it's
story.
not always
Yeah,
about
no,
the sales. It's about sharing
it's not.
that universe and telling people
Yes.
about the characters and having them
Getting them interested
imagine
in
them.
the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
You
I
know
think-
that
Go
Totally.
ahead.
it's interesting that both of you are tuning in on that. I had a really good conversation with an actor who told me there's gotta be a difference between building a fan base
Mhm.
and reaching out to interested parties to either watch your project or to follow your project,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
there is a differentiation, and I never really thought about it that way. So, fan building is one aspect of, what we try to do. And then
Yes.
and then there's the project, right? So if you have your fan base that follows you from whatever you do, like you're saying, like I got you to tell us about the other project you're doing. Well, you're gonna have your fans that are gonna follow you from, one and then to the other and then to the
Right.
other,
Exactly. Yes.
versus they're just interested in your, sci-fi. That's it.
Yep.
Like they're not gonna follow you into the fantasy or any of the other worlds that you create. And
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
I think as a writer or director or whatever you put in, it's your goal is to put your story out. It's not to I hate to say it, we would love to make money, but more than likely, writing
That's not gonna
and
Yeah.
you don't usually. It's a tough road, unless you just strike it
Right.
rich somehow, get a movie deal or something like that. But most of the time, it is getting people to get interested in your world, and you're being able to share it with other people because, you may not be around long, and we want everybody to see the world or put that world out there, put it in the Library of Congress. It exists. Maybe somebody 200 years from now will, look at that and go, "That's an outstanding world. Let me write a movie about it."
Right.
Yeah,
those
that's
kind of
happened.
things. Yeah. So it's always about getting the story out more than it is to, that goal of making millions. I think is
Right. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great to
No,
have
that's
that goal,
totally it. Yeah.
but it should not
Right.
be your
Yeah.
primary goal. Your primary
No.
goal should be to share
Yeah.
the story, to create
Yes.
new worlds, create new stories. It's the imagination that drives you. It's the fun stuff. I mean, to me, when I
Yeah,
write a
it
story or
is.
write something there, it's fun, and that's
Yes.
that whatever the serotonin kicks in, and you're happy you created something, and then when somebody else is, if you just one person or maybe two people read it and say, "This is amazing, this is a fantastic world," it's like, oh, it was worth it, because
Yeah.
at that point you have somebody that is going to be following you for a long period of time, or they have the idea as well, and maybe that inspires them to do something a little bit different, or creates their own world, or create their own book. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
get
it
off my
does.
soapbox now. So,
No, but you're absolutely right. That's exactly right.
but yeah.
Well,
What's wrong, Pete?
I did want to mention, I'm not sure if you guys caught that one of our part of the family, James Hendricks, is on, and of course,
Cool.
Mediocre Modeler.
Oh,
Thanks for stopping in. I hope you guys have been keeping track of mediocre stuff. I wish one of
He's
these
doing
days
some
we're going to
awesome
get
stuff.
down to see Mediocre Modeler at that
What is it?
convention.
What convention is it? Wonderfest? Where is it?
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go.
Where is it?
However, I wanted to bring something else up, guys. I'm not sure when we're going to get them to come on, but we're scheduling them. Galactica Nightmares, a Nature's Hunger production, is a new fan film, and they're doing some pretty funny, cool stuff. And so
Nice.
we look forward to having them come on. I don't know if they're going to be at shore leave, but if you guys are, please come look us up. We want to
yeah.
talk to you, want to help you, support you guys in your fan films. So that's going to be great. Looking forward to the con. Rick, thanks for taking the time out, and thanks for coming to shore leave, man, and thanks for
Oh, thank.
supporting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm jazzed to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
Yep, yep, yep. Likewise, and of course, BFC is going to be there. Raider One is going to be there, and some of the heads of a lot of the biggest social media groups related to Battlestar Galactica are going to be there. Aside from the
Awesome.
BFC, right? Battlestar Bulletin Board and Colonial Warriors, and a bunch of others will be represented. So we're looking forward to seeing all of you. Please come down to the table. Please
Yeah.
come down and say hello to Jack. Go see Rick. Go, yeah, get that special card. Remember, Count Ibley. You got to come up to IFB
Count
table
Ibley and follow.
and follow. That's right. So yeah. So we're gonna have a lot of fun, guys. Looking forward to it. We're wrapping up now. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Really appreciate you guys. And we'll have plenty of content after the convention. Erica, we're going to do our post-convention wrap-up. John One, of course, is going to be there.
Yep.
And he's going to be boots on the ground, doing all the coverage. So that's great. John will be at our table. And of course, he's going to be at Jack's table. So Jack will be doing, he'll be covering over at Jack's table for a while as well. So please, guys, come by. We'd love to see you, take some pictures, and talk Battlestar.
That's it.
Nice.
All right. So don't forget, follow, like. We'll be here every Thursday, even this Thursday and next Thursday, Thursday after that. We're always here every Thursday, one way or another. We really appreciate you being here as well, following us and liking us, and just having a great conversation with us, either in text or online. Until then, we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some of you,
right.
And the others. We will see you next Thursday. Or we'll do some live stuff too, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But hang on, there we go. And I had to get the right video queued up. Okay, so we're good. So until next Thursday, or until we broadcast online while we're there, we really appreciate you being here. Smash those likes, small follows, and here's to you, because fans feel the fleet.
Fans feel the fleet.